Hey everyone, welcome back to the blog. It is a rainy Thursday afternoon here. My third cup of coffee has officially gone cold, and my eyes are practically burning from staring at the screen. But I could not just log off and go about my day. I am sitting here absolutely reeling from what we just watched unfold. I need to vent. We need to talk, so let's just dive right into this absolute disaster of an episode. And honestly, I don't even know where to begin because my brain is still trying to process the sheer audacity of what just happened. We all knew this Eric Forrester Haute Couture comeback show was going to be a massive deal. The writers have been hyping this up for weeks, right? Steffi has been running around Forrester Creations acting like she holds all the cards, bragging about how this collection was going to reassert Forrester dominance in the fashion world. The budget was huge, the anticipation was off the charts, and Eric was finally getting his glorious moment back in the spotlight. It was supposed to be a triumph, a legacy moment, but instead, it turned into an absolute nightmare. So let's set the scene because the atmosphere was honestly breathtaking. The lights, the music, the glamour. It was everything we love about classic, bold, and the beautiful fashion shows. Eric was standing there on the catwalk looking so proud, soaking in the applause from the media and the buyers. He was at the absolute peak of his glory. You could see the joy radiating off him. And then, out of nowhere, the music cuts. The lights shift, and who walks out onto the stage? Katie freaking Logan? I actually screamed at my television. What was she doing there? How did she even get past security? Let's be real for a second. Charlie Weber is the most useless head of security in the history of daytime television. Remy Price has been sneaking in and out of that building for weeks, and now Katie Logan just casually strolls onto the runway during the most exclusive, high-stakes event of the year. Give me a break. But anyway, Katie walks out there, and she doesn't look apologetic. She looks smug. She looks like a woman who is about to drop a nuclear bomb. And drop it she did, instead of offering a polite congratulatory message, which is what I think Eric initially thought she was going to do. Katie grabs the microphone and Dong DC boldly, loudly announces to the entire media presence that Hope Logan has officially left Forrester Creations. But she didn't stop there. Oh no, she had to twist the knife. She announced that Hope is the brand new creative director for the Logan Fashion House. You guys, the silence in that room was deafening. The flashing bulbs of the cameras just went into overdrive. I could not believe the words coming out of Katie's mouth. To do this here, now. At Eric's tribute show, it is one thing to poach a designer. It is one thing to play dirty corporate games. Bill Spencer does it all the time. But to hijack the defining moment of a man who has treated you like family for decades, it was ruthless. It was so cold. But the real tragedy wasn't the PR stunt. It was Eric's reaction. You have to understand the history here. Eric Forrester has always loved Hope. He has defended her. He has supported her line. He has treated her like his own blood granddaughter. When Steffi was pushing Hope into a corner, Eric was the one who always tried to see the best in the Logans. So when Katie stood on his stage and essentially told the world that Hope had betrayed him, you could literally see the light leave Eric's eyes. It wasn't just a business loss for him. It felt like a knife piercing straight through his heart. The betrayal was so deep, so profound, that his body just couldn't take it. We saw him physically recoil. He reached up, his hand clutching his chest, and his face twisted in this agonizing pain. A severe chest pain struck him right there under the glaring runway lights. And then he collapsed. He just fell. He fell right there on the catwalk in front of the stunned guests, the media, and his horrified family. It was horrifying to watch. I am honestly still shaking a little bit typing this. The sheer panic that erupted in that room. You had Steffi screaming, Ridge rushing the stage, the guests gasping in absolute shock. I mean, John Finn Finnegan was presumably in the audience, right? He is a doctor, so you know he had to be sprinting up there to try and save his grandfather-in-law. But the visual of Eric Forrester, the patriarch, the legend, lying unconscious on his own runway because of a corporate sabotage stunt orchestrated by Katie Logan, it is an image I am never going to forget. What were they thinking? What was Katie thinking? Did she really believe this was just going to be a fun little PR victory? Maybe I'm being too harsh on Katie? She has been under a lot of pressure to make Logan a success, and she wanted to blindside Forrester. But okay, no, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. I am not being too harsh. This was vile. Katie crossed a line that you just do not cross. She weaponized Hope's defection to inflict maximum public humiliation on Eric, and now the man's life is hanging in the balance. And let's talk about Hope for a second. Where was Hope during all of this? We know she has been stalling Steffy for days. Steffy literally offered her the world a massive relaunch of Hope for the future right after this very fashion show, and Hope was playing games, making up excuses about budgets and Beth's summer schedule because she had already secretly signed with Katie. Did Hope know Katie was going to announce it like this? Did she sign off on this cruel ambush? If she did, she is dead to me, honestly. But even if she didn't know Katie was going to crash the stage, Hope still lied. She lied to Eric, she lied to Ridge, she lied to Brooke. And now she has to live with the fact that her secret defection is the direct cause of Eric's massive heart attack. Brooke must be losing her absolute mind right now. Think about it. Brooke has been running around Forrester Creations, oblivious to everything, thinking she had miraculously saved Hope's line. She was thrilled that Steffy was going to give Hope a fresh start, and now her sister just publicly humiliated her husband's father, and her daughter is the catalyst for the whole thing. Brooke is going to be torn apart by this. How does she defend Katie? How does she defend Hope? She can't. Ridge is never, ever going to forgive this. Which brings me to the next massive point, the fallout. This event is not just a medical emergency. It has just sparked a ruthless, bloodthirsty legal war between the two leading fashion empires. Ridge Forrester is going to go scorched earth. You know he is. He already hated the idea of Logan competing with them, but now that they have literally almost killed his father, Ridge is going to unleash every lawyer, every loophole, and every dirty trick in the book to destroy Katie and Hope. And what about the contracts? Hope was technically on a leave of absence from Forrester Creations. Steffy was demanding she ended immediately. Does Forrester still have legal rights to Hope's name? To her designs? You better believe Ridge and Steffy are going to sue Logan for breach of contract, intellectual property theft, and probably intentional infliction of emotional distress at this point. On the other side, you have Bill Spencer. Bill is going to throw his entire fortune behind Katie. He was already furious about Brooke slapping Katie, and he was already plotting to make the Logan launch an epic smash to rub in Forrester's face. Now that the war has gone nuclear, Bill is going to revel in the chaos. But even Bill has to realize that Katie went too far, right? Or maybe not. It's Bill. He probably loved the audacity of it. I just keep thinking about the ripple effects this is going to have on everyone else. Think about poor Will Spencer. He was already having panic attacks and suffocating under the weight of keeping Hope's secret from Elektra Forrester. He literally just begged Elektra to get back together with him at the bikini bar, and she finally agreed. How is Elektra going to react when she finds out Will's mother caused her grandfather's heart attack? Their relationship is doomed. It is absolutely doomed. R.J. Forrester is going to use this to demand will be banished from the city entirely, and honestly, R.J. might have a point this time. And what about Zende? Zende was so frustrated about his designs being shelved, and he was probably thinking about defecting to Logan himself. But now Nobody in the Forrester family is going to want anything to do with Logan. Anyone who works for Katie is going to be seen as an enemy of the state. Deke Sharp just got hired by Katie to work with Hope. Deke is now caught in the crossfire of the biggest corporate war in the history of Los Angeles fashion. I am just so tired of seeing Eric get hurt. The man just wants to design beautiful clothes and love his family. He didn't deserve this. I know the writers love high drama, and boy did they deliver today, but it hurts to watch. It really does. You spend years watching these characters, and sometimes they do things that are so irredeemable you just have to sit back and ask yourself why you keep tuning in. But then again, this is exactly why we tune in. The drama is intoxicating. I don't know how Katie walks back from this. Even if Eric survives, and he has to survive, he just has to. The damage is permanently done. Stephanie Forrester is probably rolling in her grave right now. If Stephanie were here, she would have dragged Katie off that stage by her hair before she could even finish her sentence. So what happens next? The hospital waiting room scenes next week are going to be agonizing. We are going to see Steffy completely unhinged, screaming at Hope in the corridors. We are going to see Ridge threatening Bill. We are going to see Brooke crying in the corner, realizing her family is fractured beyond repair. And we are going to see a legal battle that will probably drag on 4 months, tearing apart every single relationship on this show. I need a break. I really do. My head is spinning from trying to connect all these dots. Was it brilliant television? Yes. Was it absolutely heartbreaking? Also, yes. I am going to try and step away from the keyboard for a bit, maybe make some fresh coffee, and just pray that Eric pulls through, because if Eric dies, if Eric Forrester actually dies because of Katie Logan's PR stunt, the bold and the beautiful will never, ever be the same. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you as disgusted with Katie as I am? Do you think Hope knew? How is Ridge going to retaliate? I will be reading your thoughts while I try to calm my nerves. Until next time, stay bold, stay beautiful, and seriously, someone fire Charlie Weber.